Iga, we, you, those, yegas, vo, reader, so. As much as it could be said, particularly if we're looking at the writings of Christians such as Romans 1:17, Galatians 3:11, and Hebrews 10:38, that Jesus would not only be rejecting the conservative faith of the rabbis and the people who followed them, but he would be rejecting the law or saying it was not the case. But Matthew 5:17 says, Mah namis hate ati halthan katal asai ton naman ha tus. Prophetas uk halthan katal asai ala plahrosai. And that last word, plahrosai, is not doing away with, it's restoring to what the previous prophets came with. So he's not doing away with any bit of, not a curved line, not a jagged or straight line. He's restoring the actual law. And if we look at Mark 7:2, 3, and 8, we don't actually get those points. I mean, this last verse shows that he was against the liberals. By liberal, I don't mean some political thing or freedom loving or something. I mean those who are going to set aside religious and family values, either do what they think is going to please society, or they're going to try to please, they just don't feel like it or whatever. So Mark 7:2, kai idantes ton grammaton elephontes apo hier asal on. Oh, I didn't start that. I read that a bit wrong. Kai idantes kinos ton mathaton autu koinais persin tut estin and ip tois es theontes artus and en santo. And so, yes, fault can be found in some of the more minor commandments there, but that wasn't the bigger issue. The next verse, oigar pari seoi ke pentes oi you deoi eanmah hagma nips onte tas kairos uk es the usin kratun tes tan paradasin ton pres bateron And so it's not, maybe they did wash their hands, maybe they just didn't follow the tradition, because the focus of what they're calling making the issue out of is the tradition, and it's not the tradition of the people, but the revelation and the inspiration that is the base. And some of the explanations are good, and maybe they should be out there, but they're not where the obligation lies. And in verse 8, af entes gar tun and tal hun tu theu krapite tun para dasin ton anthropon baptismus seston kai patarion kai ala para moia toi auta pala poi aita. And so, see, so people, when they focus on these doctrinal books, often ignore the base of the faith. So all this could be said to be a calling towards fundamentalism, but not fundamentalism as what people mean by hate speech or something. I mean, certainly there's value in Exodus 23 through 17 and those 10 commandments. They may not be the better, they may not be the, the order of them may not be the best order for nowadays, but even what they call the New Testament kind of reconfirms these things. And does Jesus make himself out to be a God? No. He was somebody who went around trying to set an example for people to bring it out. That, again, the true sort of Zionism, not this blood and soil stuff. The whole point was to build up an outer character and maintain the spirit of Paul. And if enough people do this, if enough people lift up the prophetic way, then you can have a spiritual kingdom. But until then, you just have majority kingdoms of one faith or another. So let's repeat the chant for the peace upon Israel synagogue. But again, we're not talking the modern state of Israel. We're talking about when it was actually land of the Semites. Iga, ui, ziu, zosos, zigus, zvo, rear, kso, ga, ziu, zos, oz, zegus, zvo, rear, kso. Consider this as the chant of the place. I, ga, ui, ziu, those, zigus, zwo, rear, so,